For decades, two names stood as the unshakable pillars of British acting: Judi Dench and Maggie Smith. Their friendship was legendary, whispered about and admired, though neither woman ever revealed just how deep their bond truly ran. Now, at 89, Judi Dench has finally broken her silence, sharing the truth about what their friendship meant and how Maggie's passing has left her with an emptiness words can scarcely contain. Maggie Smith's story began far from the glamour of Hollywood or the stages of the West End. Born Margaret Natalie Smith on December 28, 1934, in Ilford, Essex, she was the youngest of three children raised in a modest home. Her father was a pathologist, her mother a Scottish-born secretary, and as the Second World War loomed, the family moved to Oxford to escape the bombings. It was there that Maggie's love for the stage took root. Quiet, observant, and deeply thoughtful, she discovered Shakespeare, and by 16, she left school to join the Oxford Playhouse. At 17, she stepped onto the stage as Viola in Twelfth Night, a role that marked the beginning of a lifelong calling. Her raw talent earned her a place at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, where her voice, movement, and classical poise were refined into brilliance. By her early 20s, she was already mastering the art of transformation, moving effortlessly between comedy and tragedy. A versatility that would soon make her one of Britain's most formidable performers. In 1959, Maggie joined London's iconic Old Vic, stepping into some of Shakespeare's greatest female roles: Desdemona, Viola, Cleopatra. Her performances carried an unmatched emotional precision, restrained yet devastating. Working alongside Laurence Olivier at the newly formed National Theatre, she endured not only the pressures of greatness, but also the volatility of egos. In one infamous Othello performance, Olivier slapped her on stage in a moment of real frustration. But Maggie, unshaken, kept her composure, an early glimpse of her quiet strength. Her brilliance on stage soon translated to screen success. In 1958's Nowhere to Go, she earned her first BAFTA nomination, and just a few years later, her performance as Jean Brodie in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie made her a global star. The role, complex, magnetic, and tragic, won her the 1970 Academy Award for Best Actress. Hollywood came calling, but Maggie remained grounded, splitting her time between film and theater. By the late 1970s, she had earned her second Oscar for California Suite, proof that her mastery of both humor and heartbreak was unmatched. Behind the acclaim, Maggie's personal life was marked by pain and resilience. Her first marriage to actor Robert Stevens crumbled under the weight of infidelity and addiction, leaving her to raise their two sons, Toby and Chris, largely on her own. Yet out of heartbreak came love. Playwright Beverly Cross, who had adored her since the 1950s, returned to her life, and the two married in 1975. His stability grounded her until his death in 1998, a loss that shattered her heart. Even as she faced illness, Graves' disease in the 1980s and breast cancer during Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Maggie never stopped working. Acting, she said, was her way of surviving. The 2000s brought a new generation of fans who met her not as Jean Brodie, but as Professor Minerva McGonagall, the wise, sharp-witted heart of Harry Potter. Despite undergoing chemotherapy during filming, she delivered every line with strength and grace. Just when the world thought her legacy complete, she astonished again as the indomitable Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey, her razor-sharp wit and elegance earning her a new wave of awards and admiration. And through all of it, Judi Dench was there. The two first met at the Old Vic in the 1950s, two young women fighting for recognition in a man's world. They competed, laughed, and grew together, on and off stage. They shared dressing rooms, roles, and decades of friendship that outlasted fame. Together, they starred in A Room with a View, Tea with Mussolini, Ladies in Lavender, and the best exotic Marigold Hotel. Their on-screen chemistry reflected a lifetime of mutual respect and affection. "Maggie is one of my closest friends," Judi once said. "I couldn't do half of what she does." When rumors of rivalry arose, Maggie brushed them off with her trademark humor. "Anyone who believes that has never seen us laugh over tea." In September 2024, Maggie Smith passed away peacefully at 89, surrounded by her family. The loss reverberated across the world, but none felt it more deeply than Judi. At a literature festival just days later, she tried to speak about grief, her voice trembling, her words faltering, before falling silent in tears. Later, she shared that, in her private garden in Surrey, where she plants trees in memory of lost friends like Alan Rickman and Helen McCrory, she planted a crab apple tree for Maggie. On the day of the funeral, she carried a single apple from that tree in her pocket, a simple, tender act of love. Their friendship had endured more than 60 years, through triumph, illness, and loss. And now, in that quiet garden, Judi keeps Maggie close, a living memory of laughter, courage, and the golden age of British theatre. Maggie Smith gave the world countless unforgettable performances, but her truest masterpiece may have been the bond she shared with Judi Dench, a friendship rooted in brilliance, loyalty, and love. How do you remember Maggie Smith best? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.